Hi friends, welcome to Ru's Kitchen and Garden. So whenever my friends plan to have lunch at my place and they want to have my typical Maharashtrian meal, I don't have to think a lot. I make the typical pori, bhaji, usal, varan, bhat, koshimbir. So pori is chapati, bhat is rice, varan is dal. Usal is something I would like to teach you all, or I would like to show you all today, because I'm going to make that soon. Now this recipe in particular is my mom's recipe, and if you know my mom, she doesn't like to toil a lot in the kitchen. She will quickly get in, put something in the pressure cooker and then come out of the kitchen, but whatever she makes is simply amazing. And I've grown up eating her food and I think she's a very good cook. Anyways, this matki usal that we are going to make today, it's a legume. It's called moth beans. Now these legumes, trust me, are very versatile. They are very tasty. First of all, they can be sprouted and eaten as a salad, or you can make it like a curry, or you can make it like an usal, which I'm going to make. So this usal, or this moth beans, let me tell you, has got a host of health benefits. One, it's got a lot of zinc in it, so it builds up your immunity. You know, you fall sick, or these very rarely, these common colds and all grip you very rarely. It's got good amount of magnesium, which is very good for your bone health and your muscle building. It's also got a lot of antioxidants, so it helps in your cardiovascular health upkeep. It gives you a beautiful skin, and it's like a vegetarian form of protein. It's vegan and it's gluten free. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the kitchen and make this super simple and easy mom style matki usal. Let's go to the kitchen.
Alright, so we're in the kitchen now, and we're going to start making our matki usal or moth bean usal. So these are the moth beans. As you can see, these are sprouted, but when they are raw, they look like this. This is how they look when they are raw, and you can find them at any Indian grocer. You need to soak them overnight in water. Then you need to tie them in a cloth the next day, and after 7 to 8 hours you'll see that they have sprouted to become this, and they are lighter on the digestive system, and any day sprouts are good and healthy to eat. So when you're soaking them overnight in the water, and then after you drain the water, you tie them in a cloth and you put them in an oven which is not on. So you put them like in a dark warm place, so they sprout really well. 7 to 8 hours is all that they require to sprout. So now we have these are 2 cups of sprouted. So after sprouting, there are 2 cups. We just sprouted 1 whole cup of these moth beans, and we got 3.5 cups of sprouted beans. So you can see, if you soak half a cup, then maybe you'll get 1 or 2 cups of sprouted beans. Then this is 1.5 tomato. This is, you can even take 2 if they're small. So we had 1 big, 1 small. This is 1 onion. This is a paste of ginger, coconut, green chili and coriander leaves. This is garam masala. You can also use goda masala. Most people use goda masala, but like I said, this is my mom's recipe. This is fairly simple, so my mom has always used garam masala, and somehow I like the taste of garam masala to goda masala. This is some coriander leaf, jaggery, and here we have turmeric, curry leaf, hing or asafoetida, and cumin seeds, and this is some red chili powder. Now we eat less red chili because my son cannot tolerate too much spice or heat. So this is 1 to 2 teaspoons, but if you want to add more, and trust me, spicier the better actually with this curry, so you can have a free hand adding spice. Now in the pan, in the hot wok, we are going to take some oil. In our case, we used peanut oil or sesame oils, but you can take any other oil. So now once the oil is hot, then we'll add the cumin seeds, and we'll add the curry leaf, the hing and the turmeric once you see that the oil is hot. Here you go. Let the cumin seeds crackle a bit. Then you add the curry leaf. Then you add your hing. The process of adding oil, cumin or mustard seeds, curry leaf, then the hing and then the turmeric is a perfect fodni or tempering that we call, and it really imparts a very good flavor to the dish. After this we'll be adding the paste, the coconut and ginger and coriander and green chili paste. I'm going to switch on the exhaust so it's going to get a little noisy. Yeah. So we'll fry this till the raw smell of the ginger, coconut, green chili and coriander goes away. I'm repeating this again and again so it's easy for you to remember these ingredients. The raw smell of this chutney is gone. We are going to add our onions into the hot iron skillet or a wok. You can even use a pressure cooker, but because we use this iron, wok or skillets or pans to cook, we are using this. You can even pressure cook this. My mother pressure cooks it, makes her life very simple. So you can do that. Now we shall stir it until the onions go soft. Okay, the onions have become nice and soft. Now to the pan we are going to add those chopped tomatoes. Now we shall wait for the tomatoes also to impart some moisture and go soft in the pan. As you can see, the tomatoes are nice and soft. This is the point, this is the time when we are going to add the soaked sprouted moth beans. Now make sure that when you've when these moth beans are sprouted, you pick them, because sometimes these have small stones in them and then they come under the teeth and it's dangerous. So you can only clean them nicely when they are sprouted, because then that makes your life easy. Because normally the stones pretty much look like these moth beans itself, so you can't figure out. But once they are sprouted, they are easy to spot. Now we've put these moth beans in the pan. They have a raw smell. We shall wait till that raw smell disappears and then we'll start adding our salt and masalas. I forgot to mention the salt and ingredients, but it goes without saying, we're going to add some salt. Now the raw smell has gone away, so now we are going to add the chili powder to this. Yep, so we're going to add chili powder, we're going to add some salt, and give it a nice stir again. Salt is completely as per your taste. Then into the pan goes the garam masala. Like I said, some people add goda masala and some add garam. Some people also add peanuts to this dish, but I kind of don't like two different textures mixing into this usar, and I've grown up eating only the plain easy usar with no peanuts and no goda masala or not even grated coconut on top. Maybe my mother made it that way because we didn't like it, so we like the coconut in the usar. We don't like peanuts and we don't like goda masala, we like garam masala. Then to this, once you see that the mixtures nicely come together, we can add the jaggery. Now this is I think 2 teaspoon jaggery. You can add as much as you want, you can add less or you can add more. But it is a nice The texture is good of this usar. The taste is nice, spicy, sweet, sourness with the tomatoes, spice, the heat of the chili, the garam masala. It's very healthy, like I said before, and it's so easy to make, and it is so tasty. You can have it with your fulkas, or you can have it with yogurt and rice, or you can just have it like a salad, or you can have it with pav or bread, anything, and you can have it any time of the day. Even as a snack, if there's some leftover, you can just take your bread and have it with your bread in the evening, or on a rainy day, or anytime. It's really healthy, and it is so versatile, it can be had anytime. Now we are going to add some hot water, not too much. So if you want to make a gravy or a curry to go with your rice, you can add a good amount of hot water. So like 1 full glass or 2 glasses or 1.5 glass. But if you want to have it like a little sauce, not like a curry, then just add like a half a glass of hot water, but the water must be hot. So we are going to add hot water, half glass, and we're just only going to cook it in its own steam. So the water is just going to provide like little moisture to the pan. Yeah, and cook the beans for us. That's it. Now we are going to cover the beans and let it cook, and I shall show you all the texture or how it breaks into your fingers once it's fully cooked, and that's a sign of it being fully cooked. It doesn't take a lot of time, maybe 10 minutes or so. Yeah, we'll cover it and we'll let it cook. I forgot to mention that we're going to cover it, so slow gas and cover your pan and let it cook for 10 minutes. Okay, this is done. We can add some okay, we'll just check how to see if it's done. Just take a spoon and okay, or let me just show you. If you press it lightly, it breaks into two and it's completely done. So now we'll just turn off the gas. This is a usar, so it's like dry, it's not curry. The sauce is like sticking to the beans. So this is an usar, to which I'm now going to add the coriander leaf. So this is it, friends. This is matki chi usar. Like I said, very healthy. If you've liked our video today, please help us to like the video and subscribe to our channel, and also visit our Instagram and Facebook page. Thank you so much. Bye.